Okay, here is NNVC. This finishes at $16.19 today. That is up 63.32%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. Okay, here is BBIG Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $6.77 today. That is down 7.01%. So we actually had news on this one today, so let's take a look at that first. So it says that BBIG announced today that its subsidiary EVNT platform, Immersive Entertainment, will launch their first NFT streaming movie soundtrack featuring Anderson .Paak, CeeLo Green, and Coda the Friend, among others. Produced by Grammy winners Amos Keith and Adrian Miller of A Tiny Universe. Okay, so I don't think that was supposed to be like any significant news, but that seems to be pretty bullish. You know, NFTs are hot right now. Crypto is hot. So it's kind of surprising that the news comes out and this has a red day today. So I guess the apes and the institutions didn't like the news that much. It appears like the news didn't have that much of an effect on the stock price today. But yeah, we've been analyzing this one for a while now, past couple of weeks. In the recent shows, I've been saying that the chart looks pretty bearish to me. Looks like it's going into free fall. And today we have a big red candle. But let's jump into this. Let's analyze this. Okay, so first of all, we have two gap ups. One gap at 150 and the other one at $3. So those are bearish indicators. Those are telling us that the stock is likely to pull back to fill those gaps. So the stock may come back to 150 and $3 to fill those gaps there. Now, honestly, the 150 gap might not fill. I won't be surprised if it does not. That's a very low price, and that happened a while ago. So honestly, I'm not expecting that to fill. But the $3 gap is much more realistic. I think that one has a good shot at filling. So just keep that in mind. Gap up at 150 and 3, those are bearish indicators. This graph is a little messy right here because it's been so volatile. But it kind of looks like a head and shoulders, which would be a bearish indicator. You know, after the second shoulder forms, usually the stock sells off, which we see right here. So right now this is sitting on the support of 680, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be $7, $7.60, $8.15, $9.10, $9.40, $10, $11.10, $11.90, and then the high of $12.50. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be $6.50, $6, and then the low of $5.30. And there is a bunch of support below $5.30, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, $6.77, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide. So expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this comes back down to $5.30, the channel starts to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this comes back down to $5.30. The RSI is currently at 50, so extremely average there. So according to the RSI, this current price of $6.77 is around fair market value. And this did 56 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. So it looks like nothing has really changed since the last time we analyzed BBIG. So I'm going to stick to what I've been saying all along. This chart looks really bearish to me. A lot of bearish indicators. Double gap up. The RSI is coming down, but it was pretty high. Aside from that, you know, this went from $3 to $12.50 in about 2 weeks. That's an incredible run. So eventually, we would have to expect some pullback. And I would even say we would have to expect some significant pullback. So yeah, like I said earlier, looks like a head and shoulders here. Looks like this is going into free fall, and it does not appear like there is any support in sight. So yeah, looks pretty bearish right now. So for that reason, I do not recommend going long. I think that would be a bad play. There is still a lot of downside potential. Probably going to be a little bit before this starts catching some support and before it reverses. So if you were to buy in here, you're going to catch a falling knife, and you're probably going to end up holding the bag. So yeah, I think this current price, $6.77, is not a good entry to go long on. And I can't say what an actual good entry would be to go long on, because I don't know how low this will go. But if you do want to go long, I would suggest holding off. Just watch the price action. Wait until this catches some support, and then make your move. Don't FOMO in here at 677. That would be a mistake. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play to me. I mean, I've been saying that for a while now, but even at this price, 677, there is still a lot of downside potential, and there still are tendies to be made here. I would say there's still at least 20% downside potential here. And again, I don't know how low it's going to go, but this should go to at least 5, I would say. So yeah, at least 20% tendies there. So yeah, I think going short is a good play, and I would support that. So, sorry to everyone who lost money in this one today. If you're still up, consider taking profits. Not financial advice, but this is looking pretty bad right now. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBIG Vinco Ventures. Okay, here is LCID Lucid Group. This finishes at $26.81 today. That is up 11.38%. So, low-key, I kind of feel like Lucid is becoming a meme stock. You know, the apes are crazy for this one, and I don't even know why. To me, you should just go with Tesla. Before, I would say also Neo, but now with all this China FUD, I can't really say that anymore. But yeah, the apes really like this stock.
We like the stock.
And at first, when this was CCIV, this was a very popular stock, and then it merged and had a significant pullback, and we didn't really hear much about Lucid since then. But in the past 2 weeks, along with all these other meme stocks, this is gaining some momentum now. And maybe it can potentially squeeze. Who knows? But yeah, nothing much else to say about this stock, so let's analyze. So first of all, we have a gap down around $50. So that is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that this is likely to come back up to $50 eventually to fill that gap. Now, quite honestly, that may be a while. You know, that's about 100% to the upside from the current price. But the gaps usually do fill, so eventually this should come back to $50. And we also have a few possible cup and handles here. So these cup and handles could be either bullish or bearish indicators depending on where you think the top of the cup is. So this first possible cup looks like the top could be 27.50. Another top looks like it can be 36. Another one could be 44. And another one can be near the high, about 63. And it looks like the bottom of the cup is around $17. So if you think the top of the cup is 27.50, this would currently be a bearish indicator because that would mean that the top of the cup complete and now the handle would start to form. But if you think the top of the cup is 36, 44, or 63, then this would be a bullish indicator because then that would mean this still has room to the upside to run in order to fill the top of the cup. So right now this is sitting on the support of 26.80, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 27.50, 28.85, 30.40, 31.50, 32.50, 34.60, 36.30, 38.20, 40, 41.30, 43.75, 50.60, 52.75, 54.80, 56.20, 58.60, 20, 62, and then the high of 65. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 25.30, 24, 22.50, 21.40, 20.30, 19.10, 18.30, 17.15, 16, 15, 13.20, 10, and then the low of 9.60. So right now with this current price, 26.80, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized. So expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 41.30 to the upside, the channel starts to open up and get pretty wide. So expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 41.30. The RSI is currently at 70, so just barely in overbought and overvalued territory. And this did 114 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So honestly, it's a little bit difficult to tell where this is going to go in the short term. We're getting a bunch of mixed signals. As I previously mentioned, we have bullish indicators in the gap down at 50 and these possible cup and handles And we have bearish indicators in the high RSI, the high volume, and also the possible cup and handles. So at this point, either way you go, long or short, this is more like a gamble than an investment. So if you decide to take a position, please do it at your own risk. Understand what you're getting yourself into. So avoiding this altogether would probably be the better play for the moment. I would suggest holding off and observing the price action. And once this starts to find some support or resistance, then you can jump in and take a position. But I think this current price, 26.80, is not a great entry going long or short. This would be a high risk, high reward play, going either way, long or short right here. So if you guess right, you're going to be printing the tendies, but if you guess wrong, you're going to be holding the bag. I will say though, if this does come back to at least 50 to fill the gap, then I would support going short. And if this comes back down to 17, which is the bottom of the cup, then I would support going long. But at this current price, 26.80, I don't recommend taking a position either way. But again, if you really want to, then go ahead. Just understand that this is risky and you could end up losing some money here. But if you guess right, it could pay off pretty big. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today and the past week. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is LCID Lucid. Okay, so here is ATER Aterian. This finishes at $13. That is up 10.83%. Okay, so we've been covering this one the past couple of weeks. This has been a very, very hot meme stock, and it's still getting momentum. It appears like the squeeze is still on. So we're not done talking about this stock just yet. The apes are still in here. The apes still like the stock.
We like the stock.
So in the previous shows, I said that it appears like this cup and handled. It looked like the top of the cup might have been 1950, and the bottom might have been 3. It looked like the top of the cup filled, then we get the pullback, then we get the handle forming, and then I predicted that we would see some consolidation and eventually breakout. Now, honestly, I thought that this would consolidate for a lot longer, probably like a couple weeks maybe, but after a good 4 days of consolidation, it looks like we're getting some breakout now. So a lot quicker than anticipated, but hey, nobody's really complaining here. So yeah, we have the breakout of the cup and handle here, so that is currently a bullish indicator. This should come back to at least 1950, back to the top of the cup, and possibly even further. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 1330 and 1190. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 1330, 1485, 1650, 1830, 1970, 2170, 23, 24, 2550, 27, 2870, 3020, 32, 3275, 34, 3580, 3720, 3830, 3960, 4090, 42, 43, 44, 45, 4650, 4770, and then the high of 49. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 1190, 1040, 950, 865, $8, 750, 680, 565, $4, and then the low of $3. The RSI is currently at 60, so a little above average, but nothing to be concerned about just yet. And this did 60 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So as I previously mentioned, it looks like we have a complete cup and handle here. It looks like we had consolidation, and now we're getting breakout. So I'm going to stand by what I've been saying all along. So right now it looks like this is going into breakout mode. So I do expect this to come back to at least 1950 and possibly further, maybe much further. Can't really say. But this should come back to at least 1950 so the handle can top out. So therefore, I think that in the short term, this is looking pretty bullish to me. So I would support going long. Now, I can't say how high this is going to go, so definitely, make sure you hit the sell button eventually. Don't get too greedy. But like I said, this should come back to at least 1950. So from here, $13, that's at least a 40% upside. So a lot of tendies to be made, a lot of upside potential here. So going long looks like an excellent play to me. I would support that. And if you want to go short, not financial advice, doesn't seem like that great of a play to me. I personally wouldn't do it, and I don't recommend it, just based on all the indicators in this cup and handle here. This looks pretty bullish, so wouldn't really be a great idea to bet against that pattern. And in addition to that, there's not too much downside potential. There's a lot of support here at like 10 and below. So this shouldn't pull back that much. And even if it does pull back, you shouldn't make too much money because there's not too much downside potential. So going long seems like a low risk, high reward play to me. And going short seems like a high risk, low reward play to me. Again, I would support going long at this current price, and I would not support going short at this current price, 13. So congratulations to everyone who made money in this one today and in the past few weeks. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is ATER Aterian. Okay, here is NNVC. This finishes at $16.19 today. That is up 63.32%. So this was one of the major runners today. Extreme price action. And there was some news on this, so let's take a look at that first. So it says shares are trading higher after advantages gained by remdesivir encapsulation within its lead C19 candidate were reported. So I am not a medical professional. I have no idea really what that means. All I know is they had some positive trial results regarding the C19, and the apes really like that. So the PR comes out, the apes pile in, the institutions piled in, and this stock goes squeezing today. And actually, this was pretty crazy because the PR dropped in the pre-market. This halts right before market open. And it was halted for like 2 hours. No one knew what was going on. And eventually, they say that the PR that dropped was due to a third party. And it was actually leaked information. It wasn't supposed to get out, which turned out to be even more bullish news to the apes. So right after this unhalted in the regular trading hours, the stock goes flying. At one point, this almost hit $8 today. So pretty significant pullback since then, back to $6.19, but still a really huge day for the stock, up 63.32%. And in addition to that first halt on the news, we had 2 more halts due to volatility during the trading day. So yeah, crazy price action on this stock today. So let's analyze. So we have a gap up today at around $4. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us that this is likely to come back down to $4 eventually to fill that gap. Probably in the short term. And we might have a cup and handle here. Not a perfect cup and handle, but it looks like the top of the cup could either be 780 or 625. And those would currently be bearish indicators because those would have already been topped out. And that would mean the handle would start to form soon. The RSI is currently at 74, so that is an overbought and overvalued territory, so be careful, guys. And this did 101 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Second biggest ever for this stock. So this pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, so if it were my best guess, I would say that this is more likely to go to the downside than to the upside. This looks pretty bearish to me. Really no bullish indicators to go off of. And we do have a few bearish indicators, being the gap up, cup and handle, high RSI, and high volume. So therefore, I think that going long here is not a good play. I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. If you were to go long here at 620, you're probably going to be catching a falling knife, and you're probably going to end up holding the bag. 619 is not a great entry for going long here. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play to me. Don't know how far this is going to pull back. That could either depend on where you think the top of the cup is, or this can just straight up pull back to 415 to fill the gap. But either way, this should pull back to the downside. So this should pull back to at least 550, I would say. That would be if the top of the cup were 780. So yeah, I would say at the very least, this pulls back to 550. At the very best, it's probably going to pull back to 415 to fill the gap. But yeah, either way, a lot of downside potential here. A lot of tendies to be made. So I would support going short here, not financial advice. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits. Not financial advice, but it's never a bad idea to cash in, especially when you're up this big. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is NNVC. Okay, here is EDSA, Edesa Biotech. This finishes at $8.36 today. That is down 29.87%. Okay, so we covered this one yesterday. This had some very good PR yesterday. The apes really liked it. And they piled in and they squeezed it all the way to 12. And yesterday I predicted that this would start to pull back. I said that it looks pretty bearish to me. And I predicted that it would pull back pretty hard. and today we have a 30% pullback. So this was still trending today. I really don't know why, because after yesterday, I would have cashed out. It seemed like the momentum was gone, but this was still trending today. So let's analyze this. So we have a gap up at around 610. So that is currently a bearish indicator. That is telling us that this is likely to pull back to 610 eventually to fill that gap. And that's probably going to be in the short term. The RSI is currently at 61, so a little above average. This was overbought yesterday, but after today's pullback, this is no longer in overvalued territory, but still a little above average. And this did 21 million in volume today, very significant volume. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. So this one is pretty straightforward. I'm going to stick to my original prediction. I think that this is going to continue to pull back in the short term. This may even come all the way back down to 610 to fill the gap. Really no bullish indicators here. And we have a few bearish indicators. High RSI, high volume, and the gap up. Plus the incredible run. The incredible 100% run yesterday. So all indications are pointing to this pulling back in the short term. So therefore, I think that going long would not be a good play here. If you go long at this current price, 836, you'd be FOMOing in, and you're going to catch a falling knife, and you're probably going to end up holding the bag. So yeah, going long here does not appear to be a good play. I would not support that. However, I will say that if this does come back to at least 610, then I would support building a long position at that price. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play to me. You already missed out on some super fat tendies. You could have shorted at 10. But still at this current price, 836, there is a lot of downside potential. There's around 30% downside potential for this to fill the gap at 610. So a lot of tendies to be made there. And like I said, a lot of bearish indicators, no bullish indicators. So going short here seems to be a low risk, high reward play to me. So I would support that. So sorry to everyone who lost money in this one today. Yeah, if you're still up, consider taking profits, not financial advice. But this looks pretty bad in the short term. So I would personally lock it up. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is EDSA, Edesa Biotech. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please, like the video. Please subscribe. And catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.